Almost 2 years in Chiang Mai now. This place is like paradise, straight up. It hadn't all been like super easy, and there's been some challenges, but the place is like genuinely amazing. That's pretty much the whole city back there. I'm at this like waterfall right now. Maybe like a 10-15 minute drive from my condo. Oh. Advice if you come here, I've kind of said this before, but it's just like, don't listen to what you see online. Come and see it for yourself if you want to. You know, if you're thinking about moving here or living here for some time, like really get your own perspective on it. Because so much of what I saw before I came here just didn't happen, and it was different, you know, and I expect some of that, but you know, a lot of what you see online nowadays is just like fabricated. You got to come and like experience things for yourself. And you may not want to be in Thailand. You may want to be, you know, in Vietnam and USA and Europe, wherever it is, you know, so don't let fear of missing out guide your decisions. I kind of have my own reasons for coming here on like the spiritual, like minimalist path. But there was definitely some things that persuaded me that when I got here, it just wasn't like that. Pros, super affordable. But see, I'll still eat foreign food, like foreign food every once in a while, like a hamburger. And that stuff's about retail, but still cheaper than the States by a large amount. Snoozing. And the nature's phenomenal. Like, what this does to the mental health is just on another level of amazing. And then for your visa, education visa is probably the least friction, but then you've got to apply yourself. You got to learn cooking or English or Thai or something like that. Which learning Thai would be just great if you were going to live here. I'm on DTV, so that's 5 years. It was new, so like I got it right when they started it, and it's been really smooth entering the country. And a lot of the stuff you see on the Reddit forums, it's just not accurate. It's just people that are coming in and acting like they own the place. That's who they don't want here, you know. So if you're a decent human being and you try to follow the rules, you'll be all right upon like entering and stuff. As far as like no visa, if you're just staying for like 30 days and jumping out, you just have to be mindful, because you'll probably get a warning, and then, you know, they might deny you. But if you have any kind of visa and follow those rules, you'll be fine. Look at that view, man. The seasons, you have smoke season. Smoke season got really bad this year, like at the start of April, and lasted like peaked out for like 2 weeks. And it was tough. You got to consider that if you have sensitive lungs or breathing. I almost left, but I stuck it out, and I'm glad I did. I just got an air purifier, stayed in the cafes with air conditioning and purifier, but you could like smell the burning smoke when you're outside. So last year was not like that, so I just didn't expect it this year, but expect that for like 3 to 5 weeks. Peaking out like really bad for like 1 to 2 weeks, and that might get better and better as time goes on a generational level. And then right after that, you've got like the first wave of rainy season, you know, the May showers. And it's so random, but like this is rainy season and the weather's fine. It's 90s right now, Fahrenheit. So you get kind of sporadic rain through like August, and then it kind of goes till like November, but you get some dry spouts in there. And then it's also like it's not like excessive, you know. You might have a couple days of like heavy rain in the morning and then it's sunny. Like this weather is just phenomenal. But it is so random here. There's been a few times where I was driving the motorbike and it just like started monsooning, and it hurts to get hit in the face with rain on a highway. So prepare for that. As far as living and transportation, you can 100% get by here without a vehicle. They have the Grab app, the Bolt app, and many others where you can summon a motorbike or a car, and it's a few dollars. That adds up, but it's cheaper in Chiang Mai, and you can pretty much get around the city for $2 to $3. Round trip, probably 4 to 5 on a motorbike. So if you want to go that route, I personally rent a motorbike, which is I drive a few times a day to different places, so it's just a good convenience for me. But I lived here 3 months without a motorbike, so you can definitely do it. Car, some people have it and some of my friends do. It's definitely safer, and it helps during rainy season, but I wouldn't even drive a car here unless you like really need it, just because the traffic is crazy in the inner city. But if you're in like a more local area and you have a long commute, car's probably the way to go. And they're cheaper here. And then my condo, 1-year leases are going to be your best bet, but there's a lot of short-term options as far as stay. 3 to 6 months. Anything less than that, just do Airbnb for simplicity. Really anything under 6 months, do Airbnb. But Facebook Marketplace has a wide selection. It's just kind of uncommon to see a lot that are under 6 months, and really under 1 year for that matter. But if you wanted to, and this wouldn't be best practice, but you could always get a 1-year lease and then just forfeit the deposit. But that would probably lose your money in the long run, so I wouldn't do that. But I've been staying in a studio apartment, and I'm like super minimal. So, you know, it's worked for me. I got a refrigerator, AC, washing machine, like a slight kitchen area that I never use. I would definitely like a kitchen area if I was in a bigger place, but I've been great with this. Eating out, I've actually been eating out a little cheaper lately. If you really eat like a Thai, and it takes some discipline, but you can do it, you can really get meals for like $3 to $5. And it's going to be about double that if you eat the foreign meals. Like sometimes I'll do Mexican, hamburger, even the buffets here, like the shabu or the mukata. You know, I'm paying $7, $8 for all you can eat meat, veggie, you know, and it's pretty quality. So there's layers to that. Bangkok is a noticeable difference. Like I spend a lot of money on food in Bangkok just because I mainly eat the foreign food, and it's, you know, transportation's a big difference there too, because it's like just such a big city. Like behind me, this Chiang Mai, that's the majority of Chiang Mai right there. That's like the super highway. That leads to Hang Dong, like the quieter area in Lampang. And then the north leads to Chiang Rai. And all that's like your super highway, your old city. Old city's more like that way. But it's pretty much a valley, which is why the smoke season gets so bad, because it just sits in these mountains and it just puddles. And then you've got the best time to visit, which is about November to like February. Those 4 months, not a lot of rain, not a lot of smoke, and just vibes. Advice, everything is really convenient when you get here, but there's a few fundamental things you should have. Visa situation, line that up. Living situation, line that up. And obviously financials, but you can wing a lot of that. But ultimately you want to have some kind of income stream here or online. And I think it's safe to say that 1,500 USD a month, you could probably comfortably live off that. If you're single and somewhat frugal, you can make that work. Um, Everybody's different. There's probably some people that pay a lot more than that. Um, but that's what I found to kind of be a sweet spot, to where I can still live comfortably and go do fun things, eat good food, but not like just be spending everywhere. So anything beyond like 3,000 a month, you're paying for a more premium experience. Because the Thais, they probably live off 8 to 1,000 USD per month, if that, for a single Thai. And you'll see that here, this like synergy of like rich foreigners, rich Thai people, and then you'll have like this lower income, like local scene, which I think is some of the best stuff, the best food, the chillest vibes, people picking up their skewers and rice and their vegetables, to cook and to eat breakfast and stuff. So it kind of reframes your perspective on like living below your means and not being like super consumerist. In the same sentence, everything's super convenient here. Like I use the Grab food delivery all the time, and just get food delivered. And because it's pretty much a free delivery fee, they use the motorbikes here for that. Water, side note, I was thinking about this. I usually drink mineral water, and I'll drink any brand of water. I'm not too picky as long as it's not like straight tap. But water, you might want a place with like a water filter or get the water delivery service. I usually just get the 1.5 liter mineral waters from Lotus, and those do me good. They hydrate you, and it's a better form factor than the small bottles. I can drink the half liters in like 3 sips nowadays. And I'm about like over a gallon of water every day here. Dating here, I'll be brief on this because this is enough for its own video, but come with intention. Come with intention. A lot of people where I am, they kind of come and go. So maybe they're here for 1 month or 3 months or, less than that. So I've met a lot of those. And then dating the locals is different because the language barrier is real. And you just have to decide what your threshold is. Because I've met some phenomenal girls that just didn't speak a lot of English. And some people would be cool with that. Some people wouldn't. I think activities here are just endless. That's kind of something that was a little different from my hometown, is that I can just take somebody here. This is a marvelous date to get to know somebody rather than like, a bar in your hometown. But everybody's different. But when I say come with intention, know what you want. If you want short-term fun, people are into that. I don't recommend it, man. I just recommend living simply and really enjoying your existence and your path and your journey, and finding people that align with that. Because you can get caught up, because everything is accessible here, whatever you want, It's probably like that in denser U.S. cities too. I guess denser cities everywhere. But me, I'm kind of like a semi-small town boy, so a lot of this was new to me. And then friend the same way, but it's so cool because Chiang Mai in particular, and I think Bangkok too, is just like this cultural hub. You see people from China, Europe, United Kingdom, USA, Australia. It just brings everybody together. Some people are here long term, some people are here come and go, some are short. So you meet just like all these different cultures. And it's a little different at first, but you get used to it, and it's like, it's so cool to just be able to expand your mind, and see how different cultures operate and socialize and all that. Whew. And back to living, you can get a house on the outskirts uh, that's about the same price as condos, like in town. Catch is they might be a little older, a little Thai style, so you have to account for that if you're cool with like an older bathroom that's like open. I think it just started raining. See, man, so random, the rain here. And if you're thinking about coming to Thailand and you're wondering like which city to start, I would start small. I'd start in Chiang Mai. Bangkok's a lot to process, but like if you're coming to a country for the first time, you probably have the adrenaline to navigate it. And that's a place to where you could really like reinvent yourself and like really just like, keep things like cog in the machine vibes. Chiang Mai's a bit slower. It's a bit more small town vibe, but the irony is there's so many different walks of life here and people come and go that it just has this like steady churn, and this slow energy to it. And then the nature is just abundant in Chiang Mai. But this place brings a certain energy. It brings a certain kind of person. And you see that within the culture. It's just like really good vibes. And I've never felt like there wasn't somebody I could call on for help if I needed it. And if you're wanting this big change like I did, come out here and put yourself out here, They have all these meetups and groups and different activity groups that you can get in. Try a couple out. Do it once, and if you don't like it, don't do it again. But that's helped me tremendously. I've got more friends than I probably had in the past 10 years, legitimately, in the USA. Just from having these different events and stuff. The food is amazing, but I'm actually taking like a little breather on it because I ate too much a couple weeks back and it was kind of getting out of control. So I've been like lightening up the diet some. Hit the 90-day report yesterday, which is just like, as a foreigner, every 3 months you got to report to immigration and just, check in and tell them where you're living and stuff. That's a super easy process. I haven't been to the south yet because I grew up with beaches and a coastline, so it's not as new to me. Paired with, I've just heard those places are so tourist ridden, and not all of them. There's probably some solid places, but I would just want to do it to where it's the local vibe, like a remote island and stuff. And then I also heard it's more expensive as well. And your boy likes to ball on a budget. Gorgeous view, gorgeous view. I'll get a front cam view of that at the end of the video. But yeah, I didn't know where I would be when I first came here about almost 2 years ago. And there's been ups, there's been downs. But I don't regret it. And it was so beautiful to have this kind of experience, like, just really grateful. And my advice is make the jump. Start small, Make that small change in your life and it can open up a whole new world, a whole new self, Environment's not everything, but it's a big factor on how you interface with the world. And changing environments can really change your psyche for the better. Because it gives you perspective. A lot of people get stuck in a box of thinking. where you can really like transcend and get new creativity, new ideas, new opportunities. Anyways, Chiang Mai update. Much love. Look at this view.